Hey guys, January 7th. Yay! I have this habit of this, probably because I got nose hairs. Oh, I'm sick every morning, aren't I? This is going to be running all day, I'm pretty sure all week. So um, it's good to see you this day, whoever tunes in. Some people have been online on Threads and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, actually, I've noticed that are while I'm scrolling through. I've noticed that a lot of people want to learn how to play the guitar and make music. And the thing that comes across my mind first of all is, yeah, it's really obvious that they're all young, and most of them have never seen a music theory course or understood music theory. I posted a music theory address for free music theory lessons, so you can learn music theory as you would have in a school or at any other MIT, GIT, any other institute you go to for music production or music playing and music, life. It's at Musica. It's musicca.com. It's free, completely free. You'll even learn ear training there, so it's really a great thing. The other thing is you can purchase a great series from someone I know, another producer I know. It's about my same age, been around about as long as I have, probably from the 70s, mid 70s, or right at that area, and on. His name is Rick Beato, and you can find him on YouTube. He has a lot of really good shows that you could watch, but he has great programs for guitar playing and for music theory, and especially for ear training. Really important. You should see his kid. His kid can tell you what's being played at what time and what chord and what note it is and how many fingers. Pretty impressive, and his kid's really young. At least it was when he did the video. I don't know how it is now, but Rick's a really good dude, man. You should check him out. Rick Beato. He is at YouTube. I think it's Beato. Yeah, Beato. I could be wrong. Rick will kill me when he finds out I said that. All right, so yeah. Anyway, those are options you have for music theory. Now the guitar, let's get into the guitar thing. If you're going to buy a guitar, don't buy a beginner guitar. They're hard to play. They aren't set up to play. They're set up to, kind of make your fingers hard. They'll give you calluses, I'm telling you. You're better off to get a medium-sized, intermediate guitar, or even a more than that. Anything from $499 up to $1,600 if you wanted, but that'd be a little too much. I would say, if you can get in the range of $699, that's going to be a great range to get started on. You're going to have a guitar, an acoustic guitar, or an electric guitar that's going to have good action. May not be excellent, but it'll be good action. It'll be set up somewhat so that you can really play it and learn something. One of the worst thing about learning is the struggle to get your fingers from one string to the next. And a lot of times you end up having a pop off because your fingers will stick on a string, or they'll muffle off the string you're going to because you overlay yourself on the fretboard. There's a lot of things that make it a little more difficult, but if you have a good action guitar, acoustic steel string guitars are best. I prefer the Fender Newporter for a beginner because it has excellent action. It has really great tone in both the low end and the high end. And the one that I have, I've used for several years. And they have these little pickups you can put in the open section of the guitar, and they're called Woodies. And I don't know if they still make the Woody, but I have one of the old ones. So I'll put the pickup in there, and then I can plug that into effects, and I can get almost any type of guitar sound. I've actually developed synthesizer sounds and all kinds of stuff with that one guitar when I had nothing else but just that one guitar. When my keyboards had all been damaged or blown up or whatever, taken away in a truck, an airplane crash. No, that does happen, but it didn't happen to me yet. I don't fly anymore because of that. I shouldn't even say shit like that, should I? But I did, and it's over. So acoustic guitar is good. 6 to 800 bucks is a good place to go. Fender's a great guitar maker. Guild, of course, is great guitar maker. There are other great acoustic guitar makers that are smaller shops. But if you go to Guitar Center, try to find somebody who can help you understand what action means. You have to have good action. It has to be, you have to be able to, rest your hand on the fretboard, your fingers across the fretboard, and not have to press or work too hard at it. And if you slide your finger up and down the neck of a guitar and it feels hard on your finger, go to the next guitar, because you'll find the one that's smooth, and the one that's smooth is the one you want to use. I guarantee it'll save you about maybe 30 minutes of learning time in your whole life, but it's better than nothing. Guitar will last longer too, and you'll probably get a case. But there is a better option, a really, really good option. You can buy a lesser guitar for like 299 bucks that's going to be decent to use to learn to play. And you can ask them to set it up better for you. And they can do what they can. They can straighten the neck or loosen the neck or tighten the neck or whatever they have to do to get those strings a little more comfortable on the fretboard. Sometimes they'll file the frets down a little bit because that does help make it smoother. But at any rate, you can have them do their little work on your and make the action better on your guitar for $299 or 300 bucks. At the same time, if you were to buy a guitar for $600 to $800 or $900 or anywhere around there, I'd say try to stay to the $599, $699, $700 level with tax. And there's a better way. There is a better way. We have now, in this modern era, have developed machines that we've been working on since 1972, 1973, 1974. I actually worked on developing sounds for the Yamaha industry music, and to Roland, to Korg on the original M1s back in 1975. I think we worked on a lot of parametric equalizers and different effects on like a Casio or a piano or whatever we had to develop tones for those machines, which we use today. They're called digital workstations, and they're actually 8-track recorders, and they are keyboard, so they do come with a full key array, or you can get a limited key array. But the advantage to that is when you're learning your guitar for the first time, you're going to eventually get to the point where you're going to have to learn how to move up your scale or down your scale. And you're going to have to know notes too. So music theory is going to help with that. And then a keyboard will help with that too. Because on a keyboard, you'll have several sections right in your board, for your one for your right, one for your left hand. And it's easier for you to get that communication down to your brain. As these fingers are doing this, these fingers are doing this. And let me do it like this. So, it's easier to get that than it is on a guitar, to me, and I think to everybody else, it's the same way. If you're going to learn to pick, then you've got to pick and not let your other fingers move wherever they got to go to whatever chord you're going to do, right? So, but you're not going to be able to learn the octaves and moving up scales and down scales and changing progressions, really. And you can learn that pretty quick if you have a keyboard. The important thing that I express about a keyboard is you can get one of those for about $299 also. So now you're going to spend $700, and you'll have two pieces of equipment that are actually great to have, because the keyboard, although you may not be able to play piano or anything, they have actual lessons in those keyboards. Plus, they already have programmed drum tracks, programmed bass tracks, programmed, some have programmed guitar tracks even. And I think the Yamaha PC60, I think is what it is inexpensive. It's about $299. It's very nice, and it has an 8-track programmable system. So you can actually program a drum track, and you don't have to program it. You just push a button. You know, just the button pushing thing is the biggest thing in the world right now. And especially in some bad areas like AI. That create button thing is a mess. Don't try to get away from that if you can. If you want to be a musician, get away from the create button all the way, because it's just too stale, too dirty. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't have blood. It doesn't sweat. It doesn't worry. It doesn't think. It just does this. Oh, you want that? Well, that's what you get. If you're a human, you say, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna go back to this. So yeah, come on, man. It's a Hasbro tool or toy, a Hasbro toy kind of from the old days. This is getting really long. I was expecting it to be 10 minutes or so, and it's getting there right now. So your choices are going to be to get a digital workstation and a guitar, or a guitar and a nice microphone. So it's up to you. You can run a microphone through your keyboard too. The Yamaha also has a mic input, so you know you can sing through it and everything. I mean, they're pretty amazing these days. We really did good. My generation started building that stuff way back in 1970s. In fact, some of the keyboards were actually designed, as some of the synthesizers designed, like the Fairlight. I think it was designed in 1939 or something. So we're not really, music industry is not really behind. We're the ones that are developing it. You and I, we're developing what's happening now. And AI will come around and become a tool for you more than it will be just a nothing. Yeah, I mean, really, it's like, here, push a button, walk away, throwing it on streaming services that are actually right now having a really hard time with that. YouTube has changed their theory now, so YouTube has made playlists that are AI songs only, and you should go to some of them and see. You'll see it. It'll see, you know, if you go to a playlist, say you want to go listen to rock music from 2025. Yeah, if it's all AI, it will have AI at the end of it. And then if you listen to those songs, you'll realize that every song sounds like the same band, same band, same band. It's like there's no change. It's just a little bit of, you know, a prompt. It's just a one-word prompt. You got to get really into the prompts for AI. I'll teach you some of that stuff too a little bit if you want to know. Not today. Maybe next week. Okay, so anyway, you know, you can go out and buy a guitar. You know you're going to spend about $700. Now you have to decide what you're going to do. Find a good salesperson in a guitar center or any guitar shop that you go to, and have them guide you through what you can do with a digital workstation and a guitar. And you'll probably end up with more equipment than that, because there's other equipment too that's good. And then you're going to be confused for about 2 years trying to figure out how to work everything. Same difference with a guitar, really, seriously. So yeah, pick out what you want. I like the Fender Newporter, or really just about any Gibson. Some off-brands are good. Yamaha makes great guitars. They got a fantastic 1992 Yamaha 12-string that has never let me down, and has just written songs for me. It's a great button right there with my hands on it. So it's pretty bitchin'. So at any rate, that's just my thought on that. I know it's a long story, and you'll probably have to go through this like 15 times to understand everything I said. But as far as playing guitar today, I may get back today and do something and work with the D chord is what we started with. Maybe we can transfer now to the E minor and the A, and maybe a G. That's a little bit more. But if we do the E minor, the A chord, and the D chord, they're all at the same, almost at the same spot on the first fret. They start on the first fret, and they operate like your fingers are in this position for the E minor. They're in. You drop down one string for the A, and then they just change like this to the D. So it's a really easy, simple progression, and a very popular progression. You'll be able to learn a lot of songs doing that. If you want to learn how to chicken pick, um, there's several teachers that'll teach you that. Chicken picking is really cool. It's a type of strum that you do if you pick and strum, and you pick the string and you get that really cool southern rock sound. All right, so I'm going to let you go now and have a good day. I'm sorry it took so long, but I like to rant and I like to tell my stories at the same time, and I hope that doesn't bother you too much. All right, so I'll check with you this afternoon, and we'll see if we can continue on with a little bit of guitar work, and then you'll have that up on YouTube and those social networks, and you can listen to them as you want. All right, hey, peace, man. I love y'all, and